remember the days when someone could be wrong. I remember the days when thinking out loud won't get you shot down. I remember the ways we used to call out, hey, hey, hey. So don't forget to call on me to disagree. So don't forget to call on me to disagree. You now reduce them to the evil you once agreed. You now reduce them to be silenced you once agreed. So don't forget to call on me to disagree. So don't forget to call on me, yeah, to disagree. Your ship is sailing on. I see you on the horizon. Your ship is sailing on. I see you sailing on the horizon. Call on me when you wanna disagree. Please call on me when you wanna disagree. You now reduce them to be silenced you once agreed. You and I are predetermined nonsense, and that's okay. You and I have predetermined consequence, and that's okay. And that's okay. That's locked into our destiny, and that's okay, and that's okay. Nothing seems to go right. Melodies don't sound right. It's true. Days disappear. Shadows remain plainly clear. The door opens, and the fizzing in my beer slows. The door opens as it slows. I see a shade of something moving like a blanket in the wind. A pretty little blanket, perfect to heal me in May end. The door opens, and the fizzing in my beer slows. She walks by, and the spinning in my head grows. The door opens as it slows. I wish that I was pretty, more pretty than reflections look tonight. But I'm past the point of caring. It's time to make a moment. Let's not make a moment. This shouldn't be a moment. The door opens, and the fizzing in my beer slows. She walks by, the spinning in my head grows. When the door opens, and the fizzing in my beer slows, as she walks by, oh, she walks by, the spinning in my head grows. Watch it go. The door opens, and it slows. Closing sale, everything must go, nothing left behind, no wild oats to sow. It's out of my way, I'm done now, you see. You took the meat, but not my bones, now throw away your key. Foot out the door, persistent. You are frozen in time. Oh, I love you slips out of my mind. So sail, set sail, a little bird. Just go and set sail. Set sail, set sail, a little bird. Just go and set sail. I'll take my ship away as the storm rolls in. I hope the wind is with me, and I hope you've learned that the pirate within me is sworn to the truth. Live or die by this rule. Something old and something new is the treasure within me. As sad as it seems, you will come to know what it all means to me. Set sail, little bird. Just go and set sail. Set sail, set sail, little bird. You just go now and set sail. Some pictures and some memories, ones I can't forget, on the crest of my black heart. You best not forget that the pirate never loses. He always collects one way or another. Now you can clear up all your regrets of the time you set sail with that pirate from the sky. You will remember him until that day that you die. Set sail, little bird. Now come on, just set sail. Set sail, little bird. Now I want you to set sail. Set sail, oh, little bird. Now I want you to set sail. Don't forget to lose your mind tonight. Just watch me. Hello, hello. Don't you think about responsibilities. Just feel what you want. Feel what you want tonight. I want you to say how you feel. I want you to tell me I'm no good. We'll send you on your way if you say so. You try to, but you see me staring back at you. I'm staring back at you. So have another dance with me, my dear. Move your hips like this. It's clear I'm what you need as a tear falls down. I want you to say how you feel. I want you to tell me I'm to me, my dear. Look inside me and it's clear. I'm a better man than him. I'm a better man than him. Then time stops. I want you to say how you feel. I want you to tell me I'm no good. Well, don't you look back, you will miss me. Don't look back, I'm standing under the street light at night. Just walk to me, my dear. Look inside me and it's clear. I'm a better man than him. I'm a better man than him. Then time stops. It's the same road as before, and I wonder who I'll see this time. Just to touch the water and swing through the trees. Home is at memory away. Take me home. Take me home. Chuck a pebble down the road. Did you know? As it rolled, I thought of home. clothes are on the floor. On runs to the store. Your favorite Slurpee, it's on your chinny. Did you know? Think about before. The courts will say he didn't know, but he knows. He remembers the store. I would never admit it, but you were the best of me. I would never admit it, but you were the rest of me. I kicked the pebble down the road. I thought you should know. The music that we sing will drown the shades. The fuck we made. Let's get louder. Go harder. Let's get louder. Go harder. The courts will say he didn't know, but he knows. He remembers the store. Did you know who I think about before? I chucked a pebble by the store. Favorite Slurpee? We are electric men. We've got electric hands. So come stand beside us and realize that the thing we must do is inspire We're coming for ya. We're coming for ya. We are electric man. We've got electric hands. So come stand beside us and realize that the thing we must do is say smile. We're coming for ya. We're coming for ya.
All right, my dudes, we are live. Welcome. The Pangburn Show, episode number 4. Here we go. As always, we'll start off with a bit of an AMA. I do have some breaking news out of Canada, which is very sad to read. At the Canadian-U.S. border, I just wanted to pull this up. How are you guys doing, by the way? 4 people, including a baby, were found dead near Canada-U.S. border, and it seems like they succumbed to freezing. They froze to death. It's a terrible story. Coming out of Winnipeg. So I'll follow that. I just saw that pop up in my social media feed, and that was pretty upsetting. It's terrible. Be careful out there, you guys. It's cold weather can get you if you're not sufficiently prepared. I don't know what the what all the causes were behind this, but just be careful out there. One thing I wanted to address is there's been people going around on social media saying that Pangburn is censoring any kind of dissent against, COVID-19 or vaccinations or anything like that. We don't censor anything. We don't censor information. We do have rules of engagement on our platforms. If someone's just there to attack someone and they're just continuing to attack someone personally, and they're not engaging in good faith discourse, they're going to be asked to not do that, or they're not going to be able to engage there. There needs to be rules for discourse. For instance, if you're trying to engage with me and I go every time you talk, obviously that's not going to be you can't allow that, because it disallows the ability to engage in a conversation. And John Boy makes a really good point in the comments. What up, John Boy? If you join our Discord, you'll understand that information is not censored. There's rules of engagement, and these rules of engagement are things that I think are at the base of any good conversation platform, or any conversation guidance rules that can help lead to good faith discourse, and not just good faith, helpful. We should be trying to help each other when we're engaging in conversations, even if we disagree. Pangburn isn't censoring anything. There's been people making comments like I'm being paid by big pharma to promote vaccinations. that's not happening. But of course, when I say that, someone could take that clip, make this video of zooming in on my face and being like, see how he looked to the left when he said that? He's definitely being paid by the underground people that want to control everything. Baba Booey, Bermuda Triangle, the Illuminati. Yeah. As far as I know, I am almost certain I'm not being paid by Big Pharma. I would love to be, bring on Big Pharma as a sponsor for one of my events or something like that. That would be awesome. Get the money rolling for one of the projects I'd like to do. I'd love to get some financial support from them. That would be cool. But no, I wouldn't be, if someone was like, endorse this thing and we will pay you X amount of money. If I didn't believe that, the product worked or the technology worked or wasn't a good thing or it didn't maximize well-being for myself and those around me, I'm not going to endorse the product. If I ever did land some kind of endorsement and they said, but you can't talk about these topics and you have to have these opinions and you can't use these words or whatever, if there was any stipulations like that, I couldn't do it. Wouldn't be for me. And I'm the same way with my audience. If someone says, I don't like it when you say this or talk about this, if you continue to, I'm leaving. Now, if enough people do that to some platforms out there, I think that people who are, personalities, they talk about ideas. Unfortunately, I think that plays a role in how they talk about things. And they sometimes don't talk about things the way that they really want to talk about things. That wouldn't happen with me. You could all of a sudden say, you can't say retarded. I'm going to continue to say retarded if it comes up. I think it's a funny word. In the same way that, like, when I'm watching Family Guy and there's like a really lowbrow humor to the word retarded. Like, I'm not going to... I'm not going to censor the things that I think are funny that even if the majority of the world doesn't think is funny. I'm not going to do that. And that's who I am. That's my brand. It looks like we're going to have Scott coming on today. I think Andy's been trying to follow up with Scott to make sure he is on for today. If not, we might just bring on someone someone else who's available. Was there anything else I wanted to cover? Oh yeah. Pre-sale for the Vancouver date, for the Celebration of Science and Reason tour went on sale today. Just the pre-sale. All tickets for the tour for the dates that have been booked thus far go on sale this Saturday. So please, set a reminder for yourself. We're anticipating the tickets to sell well. We're hoping, and so get your tickets nice and early to make sure you get a seat, and a good seat. And again, one of the additional experiences you can have if you get a VIP ticket, not only does it mostly go into there's a lot of costs associated with doing events, but a lot of the money you pay for a ticket is going to go towards supporting the speakers that you see on stage. So if you want to come out, support the speakers, have a great time. These events are, once in a lifetime events, right? You don't want to miss them. You're going to make connections. You're going to meet people who like engaging in intellectual discourse at these events. And that's maybe one of the most exciting, fun aspects of them. The conversations that happen not on stage, but between the various attendees. And I will be there at each of these events. I want to get to meet you guys when we come down to the States. I know we have a lot of Discord members from the United States, so I want to meet a bunch of you in person, and I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, traversable philosophy asks topic personal fears. Yeah, we're gonna get into personal fears today. Um, Andy says, anyone who is suspicious of Travis and his brand, please join the Discord. We already have a lot of interesting people, but the more the merrier. Yeah, man, 100%. Okay, cool. Well, did I have anything else I wanted to cover? Let's bring Andy in. Andy, how's it going today, man?
It's same old autistic reaction to that question.
Where's your camera?
Right.
Ah, there he is, the golden boy.
Yeah.
Pony boy. Um, yeah, and by the way, if there's anyone out there who thinks that like Big Pharma's buying me or has bought me, Andy and I would like to chat with you. So come into the Discord. You're free to join the invite only channel, and I want to hear from you. Tell me why you think this. But Andy, how's it going? What's on your mind today, man?
Are you asking me to get into the news?
Well, no. First, I want to know what's on your mind. How's your day so far?
Um, I lead a pretty uneventful life, Travis.
So, what did you do today before you got ready to come on with me?
I slept in a lot.
Yeah. How much do you sleep normally? How many hours?
And at least
8?
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eight's that's a decent amount of sleep.
Yeah, but like sometimes like I'll stay up until like midnight or 1
Yeah,
sometimes because people on the Discord keep me up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys. Oh, by the way, before we continue on with Andy and the news, I want to give you guys the Discord link. Everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter if you think you have the craziest ideas in the world, or if you think the rest of the world is wrong. Yeah.
Especially if you have the craziest ideas.
Yeah, and we will keep an eye on the comment section, guys. So drop your comments on whatever topics or news items we are covering. But Andy, yeah, let's get into the news. What's going on in the world? What have you noticed?
Well, because it's in the title, I guess I can get to. So police think that Apple has accidentally created a really convenient stalking device.
Oh,
Yeah, so they made something called AirTag with the goal of keeping track of belongings, but more and more criminals are using it to track people. And usually they're installed in cars, like behind license plates or just anywhere just inside the car.
right.
And they've been using them to keep an eye on potential targets. So they come with a way to alert people of if they're being tracked, like on an iPhone or Android, but not everyone is aware of that or how that works.
Okay.
And in Dearborn, the police are saying AirTag has become a common weapon used by their criminal element.
Really?
And yeah, so a number of people who report being tracked that number has skyrocketed, and more often than not, it is involving AirTag.
So when they report being tracked, how are they verifying that they are actually being tracked through this app or device?
I'm guessing if through the system that's built in to their phones or through finding the device itself.
Oh, okay. So they have a way of tracking who's tracking or keeping an eye on them. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that seems to be part of a safety measure about this. Like Apple understood that you could use this, but your phone should be able to tell you if that's happening. But the problem is not everybody is aware of that. So you can still get a number of people being tracked and I guess not understanding how to get on top of that.
Right.
And
I mean, most people don't want to be tracked, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be tracked. Even if you know you're being tracked, you don't want to be tracked.
Yeah.
And so the police are saying that public awareness is the best tool against this.
Okay.
with drivers being more aware of what's happening on their phone and to be alerted when they're being tracked.
So what should people do if this is if they have this? Is it a device or an application?
It made it sound like it was a device.
Oh, okay.
The
Okay.
article that I read.
Okay. So people just have to, well, anyways, a warning for people to just look into this and look at what the police are telling you to do to help protect your whereabouts.
You'd think Apple would be able to better foresee something like this. So I decided to do a little bit of sleuthing myself
Oh, here we go.
to investigate. So I looked into the current chairman of Apple, a very suspicious man named Arthur D. Levinson. D, we don't know what that D is stand for. It could be doom, diabolical, destruction. It could even be devil. And we just have this guy with a nondescript middle name in charge of everything. What's the D stand for?
What
I think
does
that's why we're
that
running
is the
into
ultimate
these
question.
things.
What does the D stand for?
I think he needs to answer that, and
Okay.
he needs to be held. He needs to be held accountable for whatever the D might be short for.
Okay. Well, I mean, as always, your sleuthing has really paid off so far.
You know, they try and hide the truth, but you can't get past me.
And by the way, your news update so far is about 14 trillion times better than the last one. So I'm just like so impressed.
I have no clue whether it's better or worse. Yeah. I was gonna say so. I was gonna make a different joke about Arthur D. Levinson, but I feel like that might be hitting below the belt.
Below the D.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah. Okay.
On the topic of no, never mind. So in a different kind of scientific news,
Yeah.
outside of the technology, there's been some peculiar volcanic activity in Tonga. An underwater volcano
Yeah.
in the Pacific Ocean has been sending plumes of ash and smoke out into the sky, and it's creating land mass. It's adding nearly 50% land mass to a tiny island it created 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And
It's crazy. Like there's been some satellite footage of I think that's the eruption we're talking about, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
the volcano is called Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai,
Say that again.
and it don't make me say that again. I probably already messed it up. It's bad enough that I don't know what they might call a howlie trying to pronounce these names. I understand that's different. Moving on. It's located over 18 miles off the coast of Tonga's Vanuatu Island, and it erupted in 2015, creating a small island. What a strange part of the world to live in. You're just on top of volcanoes and right next to them all the time. You're surrounded by water and just burning magma.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a good idea, right?
I would go there. If I wasn't already living there, yeah, I would definitely choose this location.
Yeah, I also have a science update that I wanted to get into since we're talking about volcanoes. Where is it here? Yeah, I want to read this about this article came out a day ago. A black hole, here's the headline. A black hole is giving birth to stars, NASA finds.
Wouldn't that make it a white hole?
Well, here, let me, why is this, this frickin' thing is making me register again. Anyways, what's your next update, Andy? I'll register to this thing.
Well, aside from the like the volcanic activity, unfortunately, it's not just an interesting occurrence. It's also causing um some collateral damage.
Yeah,
Like
such as.
well, two islands issued a distress signal.
Yeah.
United Nations officials said on Monday that a distress signal came from two islands near Tonga following the eruption, uh, 45 miles northeast of the main Tongan island. And the blast covered the Tongan capital in ash and dust and brought tsunami waves in several Pacific Ocean nations, namely Tonga, Fiji, Samoa, Vanuatu, Mexico, Peru, Chile, the Solomon Islands, and the United States. So I guess parts of us.
Right.
Communications were disrupted Monday, 2 days after the eruption. And unfortunately, the body of Miss Angela Glover was recovered Monday after she was swept away by a tsunami wave, and two others were reportedly killed in Peru, and two others were injured during evacuations all the way in Japan.
Well, it sounds like the casualties were low, but of course, that's sad when that happens. Okay, I got this all lined up here. A black hole has been giving birth to stars in a nearby dwarf galaxy. This study shows that black holes are not always the violent and destructive objects they are usually known as. Instead, they appear to be able to create stars, not just eat them. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope spotted one such black hole in the galaxy known as Hossenfelder 210, which is 30 million light years away, as well as suggesting that black holes can be more productive than we realized. The new research might also help us understand where supermassive black holes originally come from. Amy Rines, the researcher who published the first evidence of a black hole in the galaxy in 2011, was also the lead scientist on the new paper. Quote, "From the beginning, I knew something unusual and special was happening in Hossenfelder 210, and how Hubble has provided a very clear picture of the connection between the black hole and a neighboring star forming region located 230 light years from the black hole." So it's 230 light years from the black hole. I guess that's not super far. A paper describing the findings, black hole triggered star formation in the dwarf galaxy Hossenfelder 210, is published today in Nature. In bigger galaxies, material that falls towards the black hole is torn up by its magnetic fields, which create blasts of plasma that move at almost the speed of light. Any gas cloud that is caught in the jet would be heated too much to ever create stars. Oh, there's a spelling error in the Independent. The black hole in the dwarf of galaxy Hossenfelder 210 is smaller, and the material that flows out of it does so more gently, however. That means that the gas was compressed in the right way to help form stars, not stop them from doing so. So I don't really know if they're going to call this a white hole, because it's not really.
That's what I was thinking. Because I remember reading once that if matter and energy comes out from it or is resulted by it, you'd call it a white hole. But
yeah, but this is amazing that Hubble was able to capture evidence of this. This is insane. I'll give you guys the independent.co.uk article that this is coming from, and there's some citations in there, and it says Nature has that was weird. It says that Nature has posted as well, published.
This is a classic example, Travis, of the general public only getting part of the story. I read the secret documents, and what they really saw,
what they really
saw come out of that black hole was tentacles, gigantic tentacles reaching out.
And then the Japanese saw this, specifically the Japanese porn creators.
Instantly, they
started thinking.
started updating their space program to
Exactly.
yeah,
They
try and
need to get some footage of these tentacles for specific reasons.
at any time of some kind of vortex could open up and a tentacle could destroy the Earth at
I
any
think
time.
this is how we'll do this, Andy. We'll go back and forth during this new segment with pieces, and then we'll see who's got the more. In the end, maybe we'll get whoever's in the audience to vote on who brought the more interesting pieces. Whoever loses has to do something terrible. Anyways,
Every day I do something terrible, Travis.
breathe. Anyways, what
The
do you got next?
cycle of a black hole will create a mass, but at early formation it collect mass, then later becomes the created mass. So what do we learn, creationalists? I don't understand. Sorry, that's our friend a traversable philosophy,
Oh, okay.
making me feel like a submergible progeny.
Ah. All right, what do you got next? Your turn.
I only have those two stories, honestly.
You fucker.
I keep overestimating how much we can talk about specific things. So I guess you win this round.
Okay, as long as you're willing to admit that. So as kind of the main topic today, you wanted to talk about personal fears. What led you to want to talk about that?
Well, I noticed that I'm really, really afraid myself of something that I think other people think is kind of mundane. And I get really, really afraid when it feels like I'm going to throw up.
Really?
So, yeah, like absolutely afraid. Like if my stomach's like really nervous and it feels like I'm about to throw up, and most of the time I never do. But
Yeah.
if it feels like it's going to happen, I just enter like full panic mode. And
Oh, interesting.
like there was
is that a common feeling for you?
no, I mean no, not really. Just
Well, like does it happen weekly, monthly?
no. It's just
Okay.
on the occasion that it does happen, and it does sometimes happen because I kind of have a bad stomach.
Right.
And less than sublime eating habits. So if my stomach gets upset, I get very afraid because I really don't want to throw up. And
What are you afraid of, like specifically, like that you will make a mess, that someone that it'll be embarrassing? Like, do you feel like it's embarrassing to throw up?
It's strange, Travis, because it's not. When I think about it right now, it just throwing up is not that scary.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously you don't want it to happen, and it's like it's gross and it's inconvenient, but it's not actually that scary. But for some reason, when I feel like it might happen, I just enter like primal amounts of fear, just like hit me. And when I am starting to throw up, like obviously my body is like really resistant to it. Like it won't come out. I just hack and like it's like
maybe because like throwing up is like an involuntary thing. Like you feel like you're being like violated because you're not in control. Could be.
That could be, maybe, and it might not psychologically help that it's caused by my own actions partly, but also by the fact that my stomach is just kind of weak. So that mix of my own actions and also less than perfect circumstances could contribute to the fear, maybe.
Yeah. Well, what else are you scared of? Or what are some things that you hear from people that they're commonly afraid of? Okay, people are afraid of death. I'm not afraid of death. And we were talking about this either last night or the night before on the Discord server. I think it was Jadosio and someone else was having a real problem with that.
The fear of death?
Yeah. I think it was Don Don. Yeah, Don Don. I think he was saying like we all fear death, or we almost all fear death. In some way. But he thought we weren't talking about death in the right, or we weren't using a broad enough definition, I think, of death for his liking. But
Well, very few people like death. I think that's fair to say.
yeah. I think, I mean, it's funny. Based on my moral foundation, death is bad, right? And I think some people might disagree with that, right? Especially people who, subscribe to an afterlife of some kind.
I still think death is bad.
Right.
I believe in an afterlife, but I still think death is bad for every other reason why it's bad.
So and this is interesting to me because I think you're a deist, and when you say you believe in an afterlife, what exactly do you believe in positively?
First, I just want to acknowledge Brittany M. Britt M. said something interesting in the chat.
And she's right, by the way.
Yeah, there is no evidence that death is bad.
Yeah, I mean, Britt, you're right.
I guess that's kind of true.
There is no evidence that that is bad.
For the person dying. For the person dying. For the people still alive, it obviously hurts them very.
Yeah, we can say that,
and that's one reason why it's bad.
We can say that people who hold the subjective moral standard that death is bad, we can say based on that metric, death is bad to them. But yeah, this is a subjective, moral thing. It's not. John Boy says, is death bad in all cases, even if it prevents suffering? Yeah, that's a good question. Like, that's where in my worldview, I still call it bad, but it doesn't mean it wasn't better than living. It's just both situations are bad. Morally, both situations are bad, or the two potential the choices ahead of you are both bad based on my moral foundation. There's just no good to be had there. But some might be less bad than the other when we're making good and bad judgments. I'm just it looks like Scott sent me a message.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he sends you the message. That's fine. Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yeah,
cool.
He said he'll be with us in 30. Nice.
I think it shows where his favoritism lies, but okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Teacher's pet.
Yeah. Well, but I want to get back to this idea that you believe in an afterlife. When you try to like put some, how would you describe it to me? The afterlife you believe in?
Well, as a deist, I guess, if I accept that label, I don't have any religious text that I could look to get a reliable description of what it's like. So it's really just what I think it might be like. So you could take that however you want to, I guess. I personally think it's just, and this is also what I would prefer, so there's a bias there, that it's really not all that different from being alive. You maintain your self, but your self has just been relocated to somewhere else, as is the process of death. And that's, your spiritual self is separated from your physical self, and it goes, I guess, to the more spiritual plane. But that's another reason why death is sad, because even if it's not a lack of existence, which I truly hope it is not, reality is still segregated along, the lines of living and dead largely. A living person is very unlikely to see somebody who they love who's dead until they die themselves, and then another person is left behind, and so on and so on.
And would you agree that this is just something you you've made up, that you've created this concept?
It'd be really weird if I created it, considering it's a really old idea.
Well, I mean, the finer details that you went through, it sounds like you've constructed your own concept of an afterlife and what you
No,
believe.
this is just kind of more. I mean, there are ideas of an afterlife that are kind of pre-existing that I don't think are all that different from this.
Yeah.
But it's this is just kind of the most basic description of what I'd imagine it was like. It's like, okay, you continue existing after you are alive. Like, I don't know what other details there would be. I don't know why that would involve you becoming one with something or becoming something else, or et cetera, et cetera. It's just a basic afterlife. And reincarnation does not appeal to me at all, really. I mean, I would prefer that to annihilation, but it really doesn't seem all that different because my actual personality is still gone. The only difference is that my soul is getting reused, but I'm still not here. So maybe that makes me a narcissist, but
And would you I mean, at this point, do you have no evidence or proof that this afterlife actually is what's going on in reality?
I mean, proof is a really hard word, and evidence can be largely subjective. I mean, you could look at anything and say it's evidence, but
Yeah,
it can be
but
very circumstantial. And
anyone can. You're right that anyone can say, like, okay, I have a leaf that I think the alien spacecraft dropped, so I'm going to present this leaf as evidence of an alien spacecraft. But like, if you were going to give any evidence, what would it be? Just like, basically, I mean, if I'm hearing what you say, extrapolating, thinking of an argument you might make, you might say, okay, I have this intuition, this feeling that this is the case, and that's enough for you to believe it?
yeah, it's enough for me to believe it, honestly. And that doesn't really, that doesn't give me this disgust reaction that it might give some people.
Yeah.
But also, it's sort of a sense of, I believe I exist right now.
Yeah.
And even if my body stops working, I don't consider myself and my body to be the exact same thing. So just
Okay.
because my body stops working, I don't see that as definite to I stop existing.
So, okay, let's start at this place. How do you determine what is going on in reality?
My two eyes and what is in between my brain, I suppose.
Right, but if you're
In between my ears.
if you're sitting there and you look outside and you see a tree, how do you go about understanding what that tree is?
How do I go about understanding what it is? Well, I guess I could try and go out and physically observe it or look at it and then compare it to some tree in, like, I don't know, a field guide or whatever, if I really wanted to
Yeah, field
investigate.
guide. Yeah. Like, okay, so would you say, if you wanted to know exactly what that tree was and how it functions, and how it takes in what it needs to live and grow, would you say the scientific method is best suited to build models and figure that out?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I don't see why not.
Okay. And then if you want to know, like, what kind of species of fish you had just caught, you might look up, like, oh, okay, it's a blue fish with white scales, and you might find an image online, and then it'll connect you to a science article exactly what species it is. Is that a good way of going about determining what that fish is, would you say?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So now, so you have that for determining what is going on in reality around you, right? Why wouldn't you use that same method to investigate the question of an afterlife?
Because things become really limited.
Oh, why do you believe it's limited?
Because you can't find it, but you also can't prove it's not there.
Yeah, but you can't prove that there isn't invisible fairies flying around my head. But you don't believe that they're there, right?
No, I don't think so, but I don't have any intuition that's telling me they are.
But if you did have that intuition, would that be a good reason to believe that they are there?
If I could come up with a valid reason besides my intuition that's giving me the inkling, then sure. But I don't have any intuition, and I can't think of any reasons to back up that intuition.
Right. Well, I mean, it sounds to me like your belief in the afterlife would be, well, based on how I evaluate this, would be a faith based belief in the afterlife. You believe it because you feel it. You have this intuition that is the case, and you're going to believe it, right? And you're not
Yeah,
going to
sure.
disbelieve it unless someone demonstrates it otherwise, which of course isn't the way we go about evaluating claims, right? That's kind of the reason why we don't do that is because all of a sudden everything that someone claims that's unfalsifiable all of a sudden exists, right? Like Santa Claus, Michael Jackson on the other side of the moon, whatever you can come up with.
Well, Michael Jackson isn't dead. I mean, you tell me you believe that lie? No,
He's
that's
just
yeah. I guess if you want to call it a faith-based position, I mean, it is the afterlife. So, I mean, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna fight you on that, but
Oh, by
there
the
there
way,
is a
I just had, before you go to your next thing, I just had this shot of adrenaline shoot right up my spine when you said Michael Jackson isn't dead. Can you imagine if Michael Jackson resurfaced and said, "Yeah, I had to fake my death. Like the attention I got in my life was too insane."
well, no. If anybody is gonna fake their deaths, I think he would be somebody who might do that because he did get a lot of attention, and it's not the kind of attention you want. Um, yeah, he might have got some of that, but he was also kind of a shy person. But yes, most likely, you can take it from me. I think he's probably dead,
Yeah.
but he was a bit of a kook. So
I wouldn't say kook, I would say quirky.
he was quirky. Well, I would call myself a kook, but
Am I a kook?
you're a bit kooky
I'm a bit
sometimes.
kooky. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
We're all a little bit
Is
crazy.
Brit Em a kook?
She's definitely a kook.
I think she's a kook.
Full on cuckoo bird. No, I love you. I love you,
Traversable
Brit.
Philosophy says, I saw him with Tupac at the convenience store. There you have it. Now we must believe it.
There you go. It's true. No, it's true. These dead celebrities tend to look out for each other.
Okay, now I want to
True.
ask you this. I'm going to talk to Andy, the father, in the future. Let's assume you have kids. Go with me. Let's assume you have kids, and your kids say, "Daddy, what happens when you die?" What do you say?
I would say I'm not your father. No. I would say I don't know, but I personally think when you die, you go somewhere else.
Mm, yeah. I like how you phrase that. I wish more people, when they're talking to their kids, you started off with "I don't know," right? Is that what
I
you
don't
said?
know.
Yeah, yeah. I really think that is of the utmost importance when people are talking to children about things that haven't been demonstrated, like to a let's say to a level of scientific consensus, and let's say it's something that we, like belief in alien spacecraft flying around Earth, right, and visiting. Like, I think when
I believe
people,
that too.
I think I think when people, we'll get into that. I think when people are telling their kids this, they need to say, I don't know, and they can say, I don't know for certain what this thing is, but this is what I believe it is. In order to not go from teaching to indoctrination. You want to make sure you're not indoctrinating children or scaring them into believing things, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. And it'd be really strange for me to, because my beliefs aren't defined religious dogma. But
Now
yeah.
I have to update this. No, I can't fit it. I want to fit aliens in there. Oh, screw it.
I don't know how much I got for you about aliens.
Well, I just
honestly.
want to know. I like you've just been like. Would you say you've seen an overwhelming amount of evidence that leads you to believe that there's something going on of extraterrestrial origin?
I have not seen an overwhelming amount of evidence, but I will say that it seems less likely that there are no aliens at all. I'm not saying what they're doing. I'm not saying if they're coming to Earth, but the idea that
okay.
the idea that there's no other life in the universe at all, I think is incredibly unlikely.
Dude, you and I agree then, because I thought you were saying that aliens, you believe that aliens are visiting us. And
no, I do think it's possible that they are.
Well, it's possible, of course.
I want to start with the point of there's definitely some aliens out there somewhere.
Do you believe they are visiting us?
Do I believe it? I guess maybe I could be Mulder and say I want to believe.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem impossible to me. I know it's very
not impossible.
Crazy,
it's not impossible.
No, but I guess I'm saying it seems somewhat likely because of all the, you get all these stories and they have all these commonalities, and even before, people were reporting grays, even before movies made them popular.
Yeah.
And
but those things were kind of what formed the alien gray, right? The earliest accounts of oh yeah, my ancestor told me that they saw an alien and it looked like this, and then that stuff gets passed into comics and everything else.
Well,
right?
It is interesting because it's one of those things where circumstantially you look at it and you look at somebody telling this story and how they receive public backlash, because it used to be if you believed in any aliens at all, you were considered crazy. It used to be nobody believed in any aliens, no matter how far out.
Right. Well, people used to think that they were on Mars, right? They're yeah, I think the Martians are there.
And people also used to think that. So you got a beautiful dichotomy in history. Our friend Mace thinks that Mars used to be inhabited, and I feel like he might not be just crazy for that one. But
there's been some interesting things that the rover's been looking at that some people think that might be evidence of past civilizations. But
that picture of what looks like a spoon on Mars really freaked me out.
Can you imagine though? Think of how cool this would be. That we have a rover digging, and then the rover unveils an actual ancient structure.
What if we find a statue and it looks just like a person? It looks
that would be that would be fucked. And then our dating methods. Let's say our dating methods say oh yeah, and our dating methods say that it's let's say 2 billion years old or something. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
No, it's fascinating. I think this is. Oh yeah, go ahead.
My sixth grade English teacher was an alien. I know it. Her face was totally alien.
Isn't that what Will Smith says in the first Men in Black? I think he's Miss Edelson was definitely an alien. He's I knew it because one of my teachers was definitely an alien. He's like yes, Miss Edelson. He zooms in on her and she's like, if
and
I
he's
have
right.
to ask you one more time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm low. I think I might be coming down with something.
Oh, really?
Maybe the vid.
The what?
The vid. Aren't you cool enough to know what the vid is?
To me, vid is short for video.
Oh. No, some really cool people call COVID the vid.
Oh, the vid. Okay, yeah. Is that what all the cool people are
Wake up,
saying
Andy.
down in the cube?
Down in the coove. Yeah, living in the coove.
Yeah, we talk about it on the cord.
Yeah. We talking on the D chord. Hey,
on our owns and computers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever met anybody who I think might be an alien or who is so strange I feel like they could be, but I've definitely seen people out in the world who
What about Nivik?
Mark Zuckerberg.
I don't think is human. I'm not sure what he is, but I look at him and I don't think he is a homo
Well,
sapien.
according-
And I'm not saying that's bad. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I have nothing against non-human people. I think he is of a different species. Same thing with Tyra Banks.
Lord Mo says the cool kids call it the plague.
The plague, the pestilence.
The weak ass.
Somebody
plague.
just called me.
If it was if
called me
COVID was
from,
called you from Discord.
Walnut. No, someone called me from Walnut Creek, and it's probably has to do with my my medicine. It's probably Kaiser.
You can take it if you want.
Nah, I'll get back to them. They're probably just telling me that.
Do they not know
prescription
you are a
is-
famous YouTuber now? Like,
Yeah, don't they know
Like,
that I'm
just
an
fucking calling you
international
mid-show?
celebrity?
yeah, exactly.
I did tell them not to call me around this time, so if I didn't answer, that's on them.
Yeah. What? Oh, I was going to ask you. I've noticed in your text exchanges on Discord, people have been getting under your skin. I mean, again, was it last night or early today? What's his name?
earlier today.
Osed?
Yeah.
And so
earlier
what was
today.
that exchange about?
It's real simple. I was wrong. I thought that he was trying to be mean to me, I guess. Just because I misread his message, and I misread or misinterpreted what his tone might be, and that's a problem I think I have. It is hard.
Do you always think people are like trying to like dig at you or like
a
pick
lot
on
more
you?
times.
Okay.
A lot more times than is probably reasonable.
Right.
And that's a big problem in text. If I see text messages, for whatever reason, my mind goes to, it's like nefarious. It's like the worst possible tone.
Right.
Like if somebody texted me hello, like I might read it as hello, you bastard. No, that's an exaggeration, but.
Guys, remember to drop a like. Scott Big Lebowski is going to be joining us in a few minutes here. Drop a like. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we will be live, Andy and I together, on the Pangburn Show. Don't forget that we are also live over on the other channel, the Pangburn Offensive, with our weekly group discussions. Those happen Mondays with John Parker, Wednesdays with Zemo, and Fridays with Mace Starwalk. Did that just say inequity?
Yeah, inequity.
Britt brings up a good point. It's difficult to tell passive aggressive aggression online.
100%. Well, that's what I thought he was doing, and it's literally that's not correct. It's not what he was doing. I was definitely just.
So when are you gonna stop making mistakes? Is my key.
Travis, like, I want to get better for you. I want to get better for our children, for our family. I need to stop drinking.
Steppen Razor, who I believe is on our Discord server, says Osade is an angry, rational anti-theist.
Oh, I thought that said "and theist." I thought he was like doing like like an apologist who's like, actually, you do believe in God. Like, I thought he was.
I do think this passive aggressiveness thing, a lot of it, like I see a lot of passive aggressiveness, like it's against the rules in our Discord server. It has to be obvious.
So hard to tell for sure.
It is hard to tell, and that's why when trying to deal with it, you just have to say, "All right, guys, things are getting a little snarky, passive aggressive here. Let's cool it a little bit. Try and be a little more kind in our the use of language." And I think that's where moderation can come in and just get at things before people devolve into like. Oh, okay. Well, you can continue believing the most, idiotic things I've ever heard, and then spam it with like 40 emojis.
Well, I'm sorry that you're so stupid, but
yeah. John Boy says voice and video chat in lieu of in-person discussion is also key to overcoming so many miscommunications. So true. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Big Lebowski, Scott. How's it going, brother? He's muted.
Also, I can't see his
No, he's just he's just three dots.
Hey, what's up, Scott?
What up, man?
Glad to see you could make it after failing to inform me that you were.
Oh, no, I told you the other day I was going to be an hour late.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like at 4.
Yeah,
You're a couple minutes early, so that's cool.
So it sounds like Andy's interpretation of that interaction was wrong yet again. Is that what we're getting?
Yeah. I can't read people. For a second, I was thinking maybe I'm too hard on myself when I say that. No, I can't read people.
Well,
sometimes that's not to say I'm helpless. Sometimes I can't, but a lot of the time I just get it wrong.
Ooh, Dao Tzu has chosen to join us as well. I like this.
What's the overall thrust of the conversation?
Well, what's on your mind, Scott?
Oh, Ben, honestly, I just got off work, so I'm just
nice
getting off of like the work mindset right now.
I think you sent me a message about a topic you were thinking of. I don't want to pull it up on Discord or else.
Oh yeah, it was that Peterson video when he like said something along the lines.
The one I posted.
Yeah, the one you posted where he's like,
the Trudeau thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't
that is still so funny to me. Like, well, I know he shouldn't have said that, but just Jordan Peterson telling Justin Trudeau, up yours, is like, that's so funny.
Over my dead body. Yeah. Anyway, Scott, go ahead.
I guess the weird thing about that is it's not like Trudeau is saying here's a mandate. He just like said people get it, and he like
exactly.
It's like over my no what?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Well, that was my reaction.
He doesn't like the booster, I guess. He just really doesn't like the booster.
Well, I don't even know if it's that. Like, it's so unclear. And then if you read the comments, there's like already 300 comments under that clip I released 2 days ago. If you read those comments, the bending over backwards that like the hardcore Petersonians are doing, like they're like, oh, if you understand Jordan, you understand that he was talking about mandates. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Fine,
can you not objectively look at the man's statements? Like, that's what my video was about. And some people are like, well, Jordan expects people to make their own medical decisions and things like that. Jordan influences people a lot in what he has to say about issues, including medical issues. A lot of his fan base say that, are you trying to tell me Jordan Peterson's not a health authority? He's a clinician. So, and then now they're saying, don't take his words at that. And then a lot of people are like, it's not like a bunch of, and then here's the next tap dance or trying to mitigate what he said. It's like, it's not like a bunch of old people are on Twitter, or else I'm sure he would have used different words. He's got to know that tweet is screenshot and shared all across Facebook by the anti-vax community. And there's all kinds of old people who are commenting on it saying like, oh yeah, I was interested to hear Jordan's take on this. Interesting. I'll have to think about this and think about the booster. It's like, this is a real thing. I'm not saying Jordan's evil for tweeting it. I'm saying that understand this is the message you are saying if that's what you actually believe. Like, over my dead body, like the up yours thing, I agree with up yours to Justin Trudeau. I think he's been a bad leader, and I hate how he tries to like censor the country's speech and tell them to speak a certain way. Fuck you. I'm going to speak. I'm going to say retarded. I'm going to speak the way I want.
You really shouldn't talk like that.
We as Canadians really like, this inclusive language. No, shove it up your dick. Like, start focusing on important policy matters, energy sector. Anyways, I don't want to get into Justin Trudeau, but anyways, that was my rant. Scott, what do you think of that?
Yeah, well, to me, I guess the part that I found strange was, yeah, like you said, people trying to tap dance and be like, well, it's about the mandate. No, it wasn't. That the whole comment that he was making was just against the booster in and of itself. It had nothing.
Yeah, like if Jordan was talking about the mandate, that's really weird because Justin wasn't talking about a mandate.
No, he literally said, while you're out doing and I'm paraphrasing, while you're out doing your Christmas shopping, how about adding a booster to your list to get boosted? Look, and also, if you haven't been vaccinated yet,
was he being really annoying about it? Yes. He was like, oh, what? If you like, you could maybe go do this. Like, he was being really cutesy and annoying, and I don't blame Jordan Peterson for feeling the need to tell him to shut up. But
I understand. But I'm saying all I'm saying to Jordan is pick your spots, bro. Like, pick your spots. That was not the spot to do that thing. Like, maybe just tweet at him and be like,
check yourself before you wreck yourself.
I wouldn't have had a problem if he just tweeted directly at Justin Trudeau and said, shove your mandates up your ass. That's clear. Jordan Peterson would be clear there. Not misunderstood, like that he might be anti-vax, but of course, the anti-vax community, which is this tiny viral community that seems like it's this huge community, but it's really not. The data tells us otherwise. But they spread this thing around like wildfire, and then the Joe Rogan fans come in and say, "Yeah, now we're united under this tweet." Like this happens on Facebook. Like, if you want to get your mind blown, join some of these Facebook groups that are hardcore, followers of these people, and you'll the amount of apologetics that happens are sometimes beyond what I see in Christian apologetics. Like, god damn,
people love Peterson. People do really.
I love Peterson. I love the man.
I don't have a problem with Peterson.
Do you think the reason that he did it was to placate that certain portion of his crowd that is has these anti-vax feelings, and he's trying to play it up?
I don't think he had. I don't think he had a motivation. I just think he tweeted out of anger. That's what that looked like to me, and he didn't think. Like,
I think it was a crime of passion.
That's all I think it was. I think he saw Justin Trudeau talking about the pandemic, and he didn't, he just saw red, and then he just fucking and he tweets a lot. Jordan tweets a lot. So it's not like someone's going to be, perfect. And here's the thing. If he slows down a little bit and just and I would suggest don't let anger dictate what you're going to tweet out. Right. There's a philosophical step there that's being missed. Yeah, Don comes in with, I think JP is irresponsible. I think that tweet was irresponsible.
I think that Jordan Peterson.
Okay, we got to do our best Don
very irresponsible.
I think that Jordan Peterson, although very well educated in the
I think he's
psychological community, a great educator, he was irresponsible about vaccines and how he communicated. He should follow his advice and take responsibility. Huge hot take by Don. First of all, I kind of feel the presence of the what do we call him now? Sandwich Christ, the leader of the sandwich religion, Dao Tzu.
What?
Dao,
Oh.
what's up, man?
I do want to say, like,
I think I know what you mean by sandwich.
I've got a pretty good Don impression.
Okay.
Oh, Governor, I think Gordon Peterson is being irresponsible.
Yeah, that does
Was
sound
that
a lot
Jolly?
like Don. That does sound a lot like.
Hello, governor.
Yeah, this is how you do an impression of Don. Hey, Travis, where's Nivek?
Hey, Travis, where's Nivek? He was saying something about facts and logic or something like that.
I heard you talking shit about Australia.
Yeah, I heard him talking shit about
Australia's the
Australia.
greatest country in the world, mate.
Yeah.
Kick your
That's the
ass.
problem with Samuel Beckett. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Jolly, I can't wait for Jolly. Okay, Jolly's supposed to be starting his Sunday show this week, so hopefully he gets his shit together.
Well, what is he? I don't know if I saw that. What's his show going to be like?
He's just going to be going into like deep philosophical pontification. So like all of the stuff that gives philosophy a bad name, I think that's going to be like, do you really know you're sitting here right now?
That is
I'm
the
excited
side of
for.
philosophy. That's the side of philosophy that kind of pisses me off.
I'm excited for it.
Not that it's not a valid question, because I guess you might not really know that, but I suspect that the first Greek guy, whatever, to ask that was just trying to sound smart. That is my suspicion.
We got Dal Sue here, and Dal's loves those deep pontifications.
Yeah, that was my show for a while. Was the deep Dal's trip or whatever we decided to call it.
Dal's crack-induced mushroom trip.
Yeah, something like that.
Dal's drug-addled imagination.
What do you think,
Dal?
What do you think about Jordan's messaging? People on this channel, generally love Jordan Peterson. I'm a big fan of his, but I had a problem with this messaging. I think it's irresponsible, like Don was saying, and I don't want to see people read something like that from such an influential person like Jordan and not get vaccinated.
I think I absolutely agree with everything you guys have been saying so far. It's not necessarily that JP is wrong about anything, although right here he's wrong because of what he's saying explicitly. He might have other arguments in the same vein, like enforcing vaccines isn't wrong, that a lot of people agree with, but he's hugely popular, and not just as like a
maybe
influencer, but like literally he's the advice guy. He's a guru. People change their lives around what
that's
he
what
says.
I'm saying.
So I think,
that's exactly what I'm saying. Like if Jordan, and some of the apologetics, and by the way, I encourage everyone to go over to that video. It was one I posted like yesterday or the day before. Go over to that video and read the comments. The tactical apologetics that goes on by his followers, it shows how much people really do care about the man. Like they want to like protect him from being wrong or something. But I have to say to all of those people who are listening to this, it's okay to criticize like a philosopher or a scientist or someone you hold dear like that, whether it's your dad, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your aunt. It's okay to do this in good faith. You don't have to say that they're like they're either evil or they're the best thing ever. Sometimes you can say like, yeah, I think they fucked up on the messaging. And I have to say, it's not just people apologizing for Jordan in the comment section. There's actually some really sound comments there as well. So go check it out.
Dal, earlier you said that it sounds like you agree with everything that's been said. I don't know if you heard me say this. I said it really quickly and under my breath, but I said that Dal Sue is a homosexual. Are you saying you agree with that?
Well, I guess we'll have to go look back at the tape and see how much of that is true.
Exactly.
I think I'd have to.
Okay, well,
Luckily-
I guess
luckily
this
with
will be another
Andy-
issue that history sees that I'm correct about.
Luckily, Andy can't get away with any of his constant bullshit now because we're actually recording live on the air. We can just go back and see where he lied, where he didn't.
I
You
said it
won't
really.
fool me
I
into
said it-
believing any conspiracies. Never again, Andy.
I
Never
said
again.
it
just
really.
on Sundays.
I said
Yeah,
it
exactly.
really, really
That's okay.
quickly and under my breath. So if it doesn't show up on the tape, that doesn't mean I didn't say it.
I disagree.
On the
Well,
tape.
you guys, I will say one thing about the pandemic. Boris Johnson felt that it was all right to drop the mask and vaccine passport mandates. I have to say, I wanted to give the elderly and the people who are vulnerable a chance, enough chance for all of them to get, double vax, as feel like they are now protected as much as we can protect them. But I think it's time to open up and get things rolling. What do you guys feel about that? I don't think we need to have, mask mandates. I think vaccine mandates, we're probably at that stage where we could start phasing them out. For me, I'm thinking of like, okay, I'm trying to promote the Celebration of Science and Reason tour. I would like to be able to sell full venue capacity, like get business back rolling. So okay, the vulnerable have had a chance. They've gotten vaccinated if they wanted to. They're getting boosted. They need to keep up with these things, and everyone else needs to who wants them. What do you guys think? Do you think we're at that stage or what?
I do think we're pretty much at that stage. I think even with Omicron, like I saw a report today in California, like the infection rate or everything that's happening with Omicron is on a fast pace down. Same thing with South Africa, where I think Omicron was first discovered. Like it's way down,
and the variant is very well. I wouldn't like to call it safe, but it's very weak. As from like a lethality perspective, which I think is a very good sign. Are there going to be harsher versions of COVID-19 moving forward? Yeah, of course. And just like we get the, and I'm not comparing COVID-19 to the influenza, but with influenza, we get the really bad strains of influenza and then the not so bad ones. That's
Travis, did you just say that COVID-19 is no big deal?
Jesus.
Yes.
So I do have a question for you guys though, like because people freak out about mandates, about government mandates, but government like already mandates.
They've been around forever.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, like any sort of law, like you can't drive drunk. That is in quintessentially a government mandate.
Yep.
You have OSHA rules where you can't use like asbestos anymore. Like that's a government.
Well, and how
mandate.
about vaccination mandates for public school?
Yeah, exactly. And like typhoid and
It's like if you don't want to do it, the government has already passed this legislation. In your democracy that you find yourself living in, that these are the things you need to have in order to be healthy enough to attend. Public schools.
Yeah, but there's a difference between there's a difference between mandates in the sense of you can't do certain things if you're not vaccinated, and the government compelling you, making you get vaccinated.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No, that is the case with like our measles, mumps, rubella. Like you cannot go to school if you don't have. Well, you can't go to a public school if you don't have it.
I think what Andy's saying is that like there's a difference between like, okay, yeah, you can't go to public school if you don't have it, but Andy's saying like if they were promoting it from a government level and saying like, okay, yeah, you got to get out there, you got to get it done, I think, Andy, are you talking more about the messaging?
No, I'm talking about it's having there being restrictions as a result of you not getting vaccinated. I'm not particularly bothered by that because, I don't want people who potentially have a viral disease passing it on to people who might be vulnerable. But there's a big difference between that and the government, I don't know, going door to door sticking people who don't want to get vaccinated.
Oh yeah.
Like a mandate.
Yeah.
Like
No, but even with COVID, that's not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, but that would
Here's-
obviously be a bad thing,
you know,
and that's what people are afraid of.
Here's what would be
thankfully,
another purely evil mandate based on my moral foundation would be if they were to say, okay, now some what we're considering mandatory services like policing, ambulance rides, things like that. Like if you're not vaccinated, we're not going to pick you up in the ambulance. We're not going to offer police support. We're not going to allow you to go to grocery stores. Like that would be a huge problem, I think.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem with what we've had going on was just poor leadership in the beginning. It was very, like, at least in the United States, when mask mandates were brought out, they were like, I don't think they were introduced in the right way. I don't think people they were brought out as this is a thing that we're gonna have to do, and like where Fauci came out and said some things, and we're gonna have to mandate things, and I think it should have been very much more like requested, like, hey, America, we need to stand together because there's this thing coming, and it was always like divisive the entire time. So I think we're just suffering the effects of disunity, being like bad leadership, basically.
Right. One thing I wanted to bring up, Andy, we'll just talk about this on the air right now, and maybe Scott or Dal, do you think this is a good idea? I think our show should maybe start at like 3:30 or 4 p.m. Maybe 4 p.m. instead. Then we have more people who are getting off work.
Yeah,
that could be a good idea.
I think I think we'll try that. Next week we'll do 4 p.m. show. 4 to 8 or 4 to 6 or whatever. I think that's going to work out a lot better for people. I just wanted to bring that up. It just popped into my mind.
Yeah, it's good because that is something that was kind of concerning me. I feel like a lot of people would still be working.
Yeah, then we'll get a even bigger audience.
I quit work a little bit early just so I could come here, and also because I didn't want to work anymore.
You're the man.
Well,
all that I ask at Pangburn is that you all quit your jobs so that you can watch this live show all day. That's
I was already a cut above the rest.
Andy, you will always be a cut above the rest. I'm convinced of this.
I see Flying Voxel Noland. Andy needs his trademark glasses.
Andy,
man.
yeah, put those glasses on. Your fans are demanding it right now.
It's one guy with a really weird name.
Put those damn glasses on. You have them there.
Yeah. I had him on standby because I knew.
Or else people aren't going to know you're the dude in the image, man.
I guess not. Yeah, I guess they would be totally helpless. They would see me like, that's not him. Who is this man? I don't understand.
Come on, guys. It's just one guy saying it. Come on. I don't want to put on those glasses. Come on.
I do have a question. I see the.
Do I talk that slowly?
Well, I see the topic is Apple and crime and personal fears. Maybe.
Yeah,
Dal,
let's.
Is there anything that you can speak about your own personal fears?
Good idea.
And then go around the room.
My own personal fears?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that comes to mind immediately is lately all of my dreams have basically been nightmares, but it's like people who I really care about not caring about me, whether it's a romantic interest or family, whatever it is, or even like I've had one where it's like I'll lose a finger and I'll like I'll show someone like, look, my finger just got cut off on accident just now, and they just won't care at all. Like they'll be like, yeah, that happens, that's fine. And so that might be my biggest one right now, is like lack of support.
Yeah.
That's a fear that I feel oftentimes unaided by dreams. Like that's a suspicion that I always tend to have myself, that people who I like just don't actually like me.
That's
And Dal, if that came true, if that was the case, then what do you do?
If it was the case in real life,
Oh, you're
someone
breaking up.
care about me didn't seem to. I guess I would try to express to them how much I need whatever I'm not getting, and if I continue to not get it, then I would have to try to find a new support system.
Interesting. Now, and my right away, I go to, why is that scary? Because you already, I mean, you have a way of like circumventing that quite simply. You understand what you need to do. Why is that so scary? Like, isn't the horizon of what would be ahead of you enough to just make that just a part of what happens in life?
Well, I mean, if it did happen, it would happen. But it's just the loss of the relationship. Like, to me, at least in my life so far, it's like every relationship I've had has been unique and different and individual. And so any loss of
Yeah, you're roboting a little
relationship
too
with
much there,
someone who
Dal.
I care about would be
Dang it.
This is a fear that I have coming to life right now.
Well, what like?
We try to do the show and people just turn into robots.
What about like? Well, what would your answer be there, Scott?
to me, I think one of my biggest fears is having a lack of personal connection with other people, right?
Okay.
So more than just like losing or I don't know, like having people lost. It's just like not having the connections with other human beings, right? I mean, to me, it seems like that's one of the most important things that a human being can have.
It's one of the most important, and it's one of the most. It's also one of the most
satisfying. Is that what you're getting at, Andy?
It's the most inherent, intrinsic, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, like
the most fundamental. God damn it! I couldn't get you to say it.
When I think that's sort of the issue with like everything that's going on with right. So it's like I think people feel they've lost personal connections, so then all of a sudden they're lashing out, right? Because all of a sudden people are stuck where they no longer can go and like have beer or something, or have like dinner with their friends and have this personal connection that you feel like you're a part of lives, and other people care about you and you care about them. That to me seems like the biggest thing. Like if you're stuck in solitary confinement, that seems like one of the worst possible things that I could imagine, just not having any.
Because I think about this, if I'm thinking about like what you're saying in this in a day-to-day sense, it's like if you lose important connections with people that you really like, the door is not shut for you to be able to go out and make new ones. But if that ability,
is scary, Trav.
see, this is what I don't understand it, because I like, if I lose connections in my life, there is the bitterness of that loss, but there's the sweetness of like, oh, now I'm charged up because I get to go out and make, new connections. I have some motivation,
I cannot relate to that at all.
Yeah.
No, yeah. That's like, I think that's totally right, and that's why I say it's a fear. Like, if you no longer had that ability to go out and make those connections, to me, that's where
I'll
say the fear lies.
I'll tell you one of mine that I don't think we can things that we cannot do anything about. And here's one. One of my brothers dying. No matter what you do, you can't fucking have him back. You can't. You don't get it. You get to keep your memories, but you don't get that same person back. That's the kind of shit that I'm afraid of. You know?
Right.
The stuff you can't do anything about.
Yeah. I guess the reason why I don't necessarily fear that is because it's something that you can't do anything about, right? Like, you're just...
Yeah, and that's maybe where I'm different than a lot of people I talk to about fears, because people be like, "Oh, I'm afraid of spiders." Well, if you don't want it around, you can step on it, or you can pick it up and put it outside, capture it, whatever. But yeah, like losing someone you love, that they die. Not that they've just like, you're estranged from them and they don't like you anymore, because they're still there, and there's a chance for you to pursue that again if it works. But yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Don Don? What scares you? Welcome, Don Don, everyone. Oh yeah.
I'm really afraid of the monsters underneath my bed.
Well, I'm pretty sure Andy's afraid of Yoko Ono.
I'm afraid of the monster in my closet. Let's just say that.
Hey man.
Jim, I'm hearing Andy and you guys talking about like fears. I just wanted to make a comment. Sorry, I'm out of breath.
Sorry.
About the fact that being afraid of losing friends is the most counterproductive fear you can have, because it's the one surefire way to make sure you never have them.
Like being afraid of losing a friend, that's gonna make you maybe compromise.
It always does.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
It's the one surefire way of losing a friend and not making them, because people intuitively react to that fear and hesitancy, and they're like, something's wrong here.
Yeah.
Rather than just like having an approachable person to come to and speak with. So, well, I have to go back and work out, but I'm loving your podcast. I'm listening.
All right.
I just wanted to jump in and say
thanks,
that.
brother. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Have a good workout. Yeah, no, I think that kind of gets to the core of what, when it comes to things that could come and go, where you could recapture friendship in other places. I can't recapture the connection I have with, say one of my brothers, because they're gone, right? Yeah.
At least not anytime soon.
Yeah. By the way, for Scott and Dal, if they haven't been paying attention, Andy here believes in some kind of afterlife. If we want to rip into that.
Also, hypothetically, I guess you could bring him back to life. It's just we just don't know how to do that yet either.
What kind of afterlife do you believe in?
It's more just the continued existence of the self elsewhere.
Let's see if Scott asks any questions differently than I did. But yeah, you two go ahead.
Is it the continued existence of yourself forever, for eternity?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Because to me, that seems sort of like a nightmare, right? Like, if you'd never had the option to like end, what if through eternity?
Hey, who says you don't have the option?
Okay, yeah, if you have the option, that's totally
If
fine.
you have that, like if that option exists, I can't say that it doesn't, but if it does, I would never even think about taking it. And this
Ooh,
this is something I just cannot relate to you at all about, Scott. Like
man.
it's just like it to me it would be much worse to stop existing.
Oh, dude, but that's the thing. Like existence at some point. To say right now you're 30 years old, and yeah, you want to keep like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. How about 50 trillion, 100 trillion, 500 trillion? Like at some point you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm fucking done. Like there's no possible way in the world I want to exist anymore. That would be the case. Like eternal existence seems like a curse as opposed to a blessing, if you will. You know what I mean?
I truly disagree. I think continued existence could potentially become tiresome, but that's just, I mean, so could this temporary existence, but the reason that it isn't is because things could keep us sane and things could keep us happy. And I think it's possible that the afterlife, even if it goes on forever, which I hope it does, could be a pleasant, peaceful experience. And I think that would prevent us from wanting a way out.
I have
Also,
an interesting.
for all we know, our conception of time is like entirely different. Like it could feel like to us once when we're dead that like a second went by, or a
Yeah.
zeptosecond, which was so fast we don't even perceive it. But really, on the outside, like it's been Googleplex years.
I
Like
used to
who knows?
think, I used to kind of be against this idea of living forever, but I started thinking about like, the what specific situations would feel like, and one of the things that changed my mind was I was having dinner with Richard Dawkins, and we got into the conversation about like, if you had the chance, would you want to live forever? I think we were talking about mortality, and and the way Richard answered it was like, well, the way I see it is I would well, the way no, I'm not going to do Richard right now. But the way he said the way I look at it is that, like, okay, if I said yeah, it would be nice to live a couple hundred more years.
Yep.
But once Richard Dawkins gets to that finish line, and then someone comes along and says, "Okay, your time is up, unless you want some more." And then Richard says, "I'm not sure I would ever be able to turn down the adventure of having more. More experience." So and this also, this is also enforced by what he believes, that there isn't currently any demonstration of an afterlife.
Travis, do Richard Dawkins.
You honestly cannot believe that.
Believing in God is fucking stupid. Maybe if Yahweh wasn't such a punk ass, I would worship him every now and again.
But Andy, do you believe in like the traditional idea of like heaven, or is it more along the ideas of like you just think there's something about you that?
I mean, I guess it's more, if I had to compare it to like the traditional idea of heaven or other similar ideas of an afterlife to something like reincarnation or reunion with God or whatever, I guess it would be more like heaven, because I just imagine it as simple as myself continuing after my body stops functioning. So that's just kind of basic.
How are you defining self?
Yeah, the mind.
Yeah, somewhat the mind, the soul, the consciousness, whatever you want to say.
Looks like Mace couldn't handle being in the sidelines. He had to get in here. How's it going, man?
Yeah,
I'm triggered.
Travis, you told me to like start
Mace
kicking people
is
out
triggered.
if they come in and
Yeah,
like,
no, it's okay, Andy.
Are you sure? Because I could definitely get rid of this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
What's
You
on
know
your
I love
mind?
you, right,
What's on
Mace?
your mind, Mace?
Your accents, they triggered me. They made me feel sick inside.
They triggered me. How dare
your
you?
accents triggered me. I could not stand to be.
I don't know why
Oh.
every time I do an impression of Dawkins, like I make him like a hip hop rapper. Like, where all my African apes at?
Evolution by natural selection. Evolution.
Yo,
Evolution by
what's
natural
up?
selection.
This is MC Dawkins.
Richard Dawkins. Come on, Mace. Throw us a bit of a bone. Let's hear. Okay, you know what? Let's hear Mace
Give us
do
an
an
American
American
impression.
accent.
Yeah, American, Canadian.
Hello, this is Mace. This is me doing an American
This
accent.
is me doing an American impression. Well, I didn't vote for Biden in the primary.
Okay, Mace.
Let's see. Good day, mate.
Classic American. Classic American.
Yeah, was that John Travolta?
That sounded like Tom Cruise. He says that all the time.
Yeah. Tom Cruise. You know, I'm here, and then I'm there, and then I'm everywhere.
Scientology.
Scientology. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't have anything serious to say. Just that listening to you guys doing an English accent makes me want to kill myself. And yeah, that's
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Mace, that's how I feel when you do an English accent.
touche.
You know I love you, right, Mace? Oh, okay. Wow. God. Rejected.
Someone just said YouTube just slammed our audience.
Just slammed your audience.
You know what it was?
330
As soon as
to
Mace
1.
came in, a bunch of people left, and then when when Mace left, it's starting to grow back up. A bunch of racists.
This is sexism against people from England.
Sex. Oh. Well,
I think Mace might be mad at me. I think I've gotten on his bad
did
side.
we get? Oh, no, yeah. We heard from Dal and Scott. We heard from you, Andy. I weighed in on fears. What else we got here? Yeah, just a reminder, guys. If you're in Canada, we are starting. We start selling tickets this Saturday at pang-burn.com/tickets for the Celebration of Science and Reason tour featuring Lawrence Krauss and physicist Sabine Hossenfelder. For the event in Vancouver on April 14th, those two will be joined by YouTube sensation Arvin Ash. If you haven't checked out Arvin Ash's channel, I really suggest it. It's one of the best physics channels out there. It'll give you will definitely have a much better understanding of physics and what we know, what we don't know, if you subscribe and go through the content on that channel. Very good channel. So we're starting with those 3 dates. Hopefully we can sell tickets. It might be very difficult due to the pandemic, but we'll do what we can and see how it goes. Montreal, April 12th, the 13th, we're in Calgary, and then the 14th in Vancouver. 3 conversations, 3 days, and all of that content will be recorded. Most of it will be video recorded. There might be one event that's just audio, but all of that will be released on this channel for free. So you guys can look forward to that. Yeah, Andy, did you have anything else for today?
Oh well, I have my this day in history.
Yes, let's go.
So, in 1986, in the United States, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is celebrated as a federal holiday for the first time, and it was then that you, Travis, of course, started to claim that you always lived in Canada, never the U.S. But didn't you tell me, Travis?
I wasn't born yet, you turd.
Didn't you tell me, Travis, that you moved to Canada before that in 1968? Yeah, I remember you were saying you used to live in Memphis, Tennessee, but for some reason after Thursday, April 14th, 1968 at 6:01 p.m. CST, you moved out of there really quickly for some reason.
Yeah, you caught me. I'm a huge racist. You got me.
Why Thursday, April 14th, 1968 at 6:01 p.m.? Were you doing anything of importance on that day, Travis?
No, I don't think so. What year?
1968.
No, I was nothing then.
You look that old.
I feel old, dude. I am coming down with something. Maybe I got the vid finally.
I was trying to imply that you assassinated Martin Luther King.
Oh, okay. You should have just come out and said it, claimed it.
Either way, it's good to. Well, I thought that maybe from the information, I don't know, that didn't land. Mace just said, "Do monkey news." Jesus, I wonder if
What
by
is
his
monkey
perspective,
news?
I just did. Either way, it's good to. Either way, it's good to see you happy living in Canada, your new home, where racism is alive and well, thanks to Justin Trudeau and who still performs minstrel shows to entertain delegates at the Canadian White House, which is
Jesus
a big log cabin or something.
Canadian White House. Classic American, knows nothing about Canada.
They
Well,
call
it's a
it the
made-up-
Maple House, eh?
It's a made up pretend country. Why would I need to know?
No,
about it?
it's a maple house, with their beaver pelts on the roof.
Yeah. Is Canada still under the crown?
Yep.
It's a really weird thing, weird topic. Weird.
That's pretty embarrassing, Travis. I gotta say.
You guys are still subservient to the Queen. We left that shit behind, man. You gotta join us.
Yeah.
Also, the only other thing, unfortunately, this day in history is a bit short. Not because other stuff didn't happen, just because I didn't make notes on it. Getting back to more in the recent era, 2021. On this day, the greatest president of all time, Joe Biden, was inaugurated as the 46th president of the United States. And as we all know, Joe Biden, people are very, very loyal to him. They absolutely admire him. It's not at all because they were just voting against Trump. It's because they think he's competent. And
you
know,
think he's doing a
very
good job,
strong.
Andy?
I think he is doing a wonderful job, all things considered. And I don't know. I honestly wouldn't know. He could have cured cancer, and I would have no idea. At 78, he is the oldest person ever inaugurated. And Kamala Harris, first female vice president in the United States, so let's hope it stays that way. Hopefully this administration is historical in another way as the last one in history. Somebody already made that joke about the Trump presidency. Because, as we all know, Trump
people who were going nuts saying that
Yeah.
he will never leave the office and stuff. Yeah.
Rockbusters, followed by Monkey News and a segment from Carl's Diary. Mate, I don't know what kind of like British comedy this is, but I don't understand
It's not
what you're
hitting.
saying. Yeah, like it's the cultural divide. Oh my God. I was talking to Mace the other day. He didn't even know what Seinfeld was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, had no idea that
Well, that's
poor
a
boy.
good thing because Seinfeld sucks balls.
How dare you?
Excuse me?
Oh my God.
Seinfeld
You
Seinfeld
un-American.
sucks balls.
Do you
Yeah,
actually
it's-
think that, Travis?
I actually do.
Oh my God.
It's,
That is
Family Guy
The
and The
original.
Office.
show about nothing.
I like it. I like Seinfeld better than The Office.
What?
Sometimes The Office is too much for me. Like sometimes it's
too
too
cringe.
painful.
It's too painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like, I
love it
get-
for that reason.
Yeah. Bale Diablo
I like-
says, "I suck Seinfeld." I don't know what that. I'm not sure what.
I
I'm not sure what he meant by that.
I suck.
Seinfeld's a different kind of show than The Office. The Office is like, look at all of these good, quorky characters doing their best to live their
to
life.
live. Yeah.
And then
Except Toby.
Seinfeld's like,
Toby
look at the handful of characters that are all selfish assholes, but don't give it off in their first appearance, but just watch them slowly piss off everyone they encounter.
Look,
throughout the entire show.
Seinfeld, it didn't start that way. Okay, from the beginning they wanted to make it so that there was like never any lessons and it was just comedy. But there was a build. Like the characters became more sociopathic as time went on. Like they weren't always as bad as they were by the end of the show.
Hot take: Friends is way better than Seinfeld.
No.
Yeah.
Friends sucks.
No, it's
I will
different show.
absolutely
Totally
die
different.
on that hill. I will die on that hill. Friends is the most
Do you know what else
overrated
is
show.
better? Do you know what else is better than Seinfeld?
What?
MASH.
MASH
I don't
was
have
a
anything
real
against
show.
MASH,
That's
but I don't
like
think I would
super
say
unfair.
better.
It's like, it's a better show than Friends. The documentary.
The documentary about
there are some characters.
Yeah,
There are some
the
characters on
commentary.
Friends. There are some characters on Friends that I do like, and it's always the ones that the main people were supposed to like have a problem with. Like the Janice character, I loved her. I thought they were so mean the way they treated her. Like
played by Fran Drescher, or was that
No.
Fran Drescher? No.
I think
It
her
was
name
a
is
spoof of Fran Drescher.
Right. Yeah.
Maggie Wheeler, I think is the actress.
Chandler.
Which just goes to show everyone named Maggie is adorable. Fact.
Right. Yeah, I'll believe that.
And everyone named
I don't know,
Travis
man.
is a maybe he's gay, like maybe he's not. Like it's kind of hard to be sure. But
Andy, you say this like it's an insult, man.
What gave you that, Travis? Are you saying that being gay is bad? Is that what you're saying right now?
No,
Just because I'm saying you're gay?
No, I'm saying a lot of your jokes, like your insult jokes, always come back to being gay. So it really gets me wondering.
It's personal insecurity. And people named Scott are usually, I don't know, they go fishing sometimes when they have the time.
Gay people go fishing?
I never said you were gay.
PH fishing.
They go fly fishing, button fly fishing.
Nice.
Heyo.
Yeah, I was just, I don't know what your point of view is, Scott. We're just finishing off with some pop culture stuff, but I think Seinfeld sucks.
Yeah.
Seinfeld started a new kind of show. Sorry.
Seinfeld is much better than Friends. I will die on that hill.
You know what I just watched is Peacemaker, that show with John Cena. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, is it good?
It's so good, dude.
Nice.
So good.
A traversable philosophy just said if you don't think gay jokes are funny, you're gay. So what do you have to say about that, Travis?
I love gay jokes.
Oh, okay. And now you're backtracking. All right.
Exactly.
But do you think they're funny? That was the question.
Yeah.
You love them. You support their.
I love
existence.
any joke that can make me laugh, I love.
Oh, speaking of,
Andy, with gay jokes, do you know how to take it on the chin though?
I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah. So Snark, who's very funny. For if you knew him, you'd know why. He told me a joke Sunday, and I did want to say it because it made me laugh so hard. I went full Joker mode. What is the difference between cutting an onion and all the starving children in Africa?
Cutting an onion makes you cry.
Yeah. Yeah, cutting an onion actually makes you cry. Yeah. I laughed way harder than I should have when he first told me that.
Yeah, that actually was a good joke. I did overhear that, and I busted a gut when he said that.
Hawk, I thought you weren't there. Damn it.
Well, I think it's Tav time, guys. I think we'll cut her there.
Sounds like
Yeah, thanks for coming by, Scott and Dal, Andy, as always. Rock and roll party queen, number one. Everyone, please get out there. If you can't make it up to Canada for the Celebration of Science and Reason tour, we will probably be coming your way at some point. But what you can do to help as we're trying to sell tickets for the event is share the advertisements, share the poster if you see it being shared on social media. Of course, we'll be sharing it from our social media accounts. We'll be doing a lot of different promotions. So, yeah, help us out that way. Come and join us on Discord. That's where the hardcores of the Pangburn community hang out. Here's the Discord link one more time in the chat. And, yeah, we'll catch you guys next week on the Pangburn Show. Tomorrow, we have Mace Starwalk running his second episode of Convince Me Otherwise. Convince Me Otherwise. The UK, the British
Don't
take.
say it. Don't say it. You can't say it.
The British take of Steven Crowder's Change My Mind.
Great. Okay. Well, now we're gonna be. Now we're
last
really
time,
in hot
last
water.
time things got heated because like Mace is a tough guy to have a conversation with when he digs his heels in. So, you know, come by, try to change Mace's mind and pull your
but
hair
if it
out.
helps things, he is as cute as a button.
He
If
is
you
as
see-
cute
if
as
you
a
see
button,
one-
100%. All right, my dudes. Thanks a lot, and everyone on YouTube, remember to like this video, subscribe, and as always, let art and science inspire.